Hello everybody, this is Kennex, and welcome to the second video of the Friction Friends Devlog series. Was thinking about what to do next for this next video, but then I realized, I could get into my code and things like that, but then a lot of people might just not have a clue what I'm doing or why I'm doing certain things. So instead, if you're going to be following along here, I think what I'm going to do for this video is make a level, and you can see a lot of different elements down here, and you'll kind of just see my process and my thought process on making a level, and some of the cool things that I have and can add. As you kind of saw in the first video, there's some very simple level here. This is level 1, and I plan to have many levels. I would love to have like upwards of 100, and I have a lot of different elements to add to make some very complicated, some a lot simpler, etc., etc. So, yeah. So let's jump into it. For right now, if you don't know what program this is that you're looking at, this is called Tiled, and Tiled's a really, really sweet program. I don't know if it's open source. Yeah, it looks like it probably is open source, and the guy on Discord is very active and helpful. But Tiled's really cool. It's just essentially a tile editor, and I probably could give it more information than that. But it's a map editor. I apologize, mapeditor.org. But it's a full-featured level editor, free and open source, and it is super easy to use, and it's very flexible and very powerful. And to get tiled maps into Python is actually a little complicated, but maybe I'll kind of show that off here at the very end of the video. It's not even something that I created myself. I kind of found it on YouTube, I guess, from a tutorial there. So, well, I'll kind of get into that. But if you haven't checked out Tiled and you're in this kind of game and you want to check out Tiled, totally look into Tiled, look into some of the elements with it, and check out the Discord. A lot of really helpful people on there, and great program. So that is the program that I'm going to use for this game. As you can see, I already have a lot of it figured out. This is my dummy level, and I'm not going to get into this, but this is just me figuring out my elements. But sneak peek as to what's to come. But for now, I'm just going to kind of build a level and kind of just see how this goes and how it flows, and go from here. And I don't know, I don't necessarily have anything in mind at the moment. And sometimes I'm a little bit more, what should I say, a little bit like I have an idea in mind, but for this one I'm just going to kind of go with the flow, and we're going to see what it is, and maybe I'll use some of the cool tiled functions so you can see that there. Okay, so to start off, let's jump into it. What are we going to do here? How are we going to get to the goal? So I have a snow level, and I think on my object layers, yeah. So being that I'm on the snow, I'm going to have a level goal here of an igloo. And you know what? I'm going to throw this igloo goal right here. I threw it on top of a tree. That means I can just move and delete some of these trees here. So I'm actually going to make it so there's one corridor. I'm also going to make a corridor here and a corridor here. So the goal is to land exactly on that level goal, but we'll kind of see how that plays out. And again, bear with me because this is just kind of my thought process here on how we're going to make this level. So how can I figure out how to get there? I'm kind of going to back into it, I guess, is what I'm going to do. So let's just add some elements and kind of go with the flow. Maybe I'll talk about it a little bit here. Go back to my objects. Let's throw in a stump, like right here. So, okay, if someone lands, goes down here, they're sliding, remember, they're going to hit that stump, then they'll be able to hit that level goal. Maybe that's one good way to do it. Or another cool way, instead of a stump, we could put that stump like right here. And maybe we're going to do some boulders in this one. Love to get some boulder elements into this level here. I think that'd be really cool. But the thing is, maybe I don't want that boulder to be, I want that boulder to have to get pushed or something like that. So those are kind of things that I have to think about whenever I'm making a level, because it could be kind of hectic. And actually, let me back up, and I apologize for my jumping around a little bit here, but let's just kind of let's just see where this goes. I'm gonna put that there. I'm gonna get rid of boulders. I'm not gonna do boulders on this level. Boulders can get super complicated because they can move, and it's very hard to predict every single place that they can move for me. So like, just think, actually, let me undo that. Like, just think I have a boulder here, boulder here, boulder here, and a boulder here. And let's pretend that I start my player right here. So he can move, he could push that boulder here, then he'll land there. Well, then I actually wouldn't even do anything. But what I'm saying though is that could be a little bit nuts of where things will go. So because he could push that boulder, and then he could push another boulder. So if I had this like right here, then he'd move that, and then he can move a different place, then he gets stuck on this corridor, go around in circles. And we're just gonna leave boulders out of this one, just for this video. We might add boulders again back in later. What's cool about tiled specifically, like, you see how easy it is for me to kind of move around. Like, I'm just moving the middle mouse and or clicking and dragging the middle mouse and able to move, and everything's like slightly snapped, so it kind of just snaps to my grid here, and I can literally just go save this level. And I just noticed I'm still in my template. I want to do a save as. I'm going to save over level 9. This is going to be level 9. So I want to do that because, yeah, I could have lost my whole template, and then I would have been a pretty angry person who would have to start over on that. So we'll move from there. So, okay, so how is this going to work out? Somehow this player is going to need to collect the thing, because we're still going to be the green guy, and he doesn't have the ability to chop a stump, so he needs to get a yellow cattail. How is he going to do that? So I just need the yellow cattail up here. We'll add all of our jumping blocks, and I'll kind of get into what those jumping blocks, why I have so many, here in a little bit. Definitely want a sign level, or a sign and sign info. I think I'm going to use for this one. I don't need any ships. I use those to change characters. Don't need those. We already got our player up there, so that's good. Always got to add a pink crystal. It's just part of the game. Have a stump up there. We're not going to introduce rivers or paths in this one. I doubt I'm going to do teleporters, but we'll see. Should definitely have a red mushroom. You'll see what I'm going to do there. We'll have trees. I think that's all I'm going to use for now. I don't want to use any of these. These are kind of more a little bit more advanced, and we're not going to get into those just yet. So let's get rid of all these. So, all right. So this is my level. These are the elements I'm going to use for this level. And so we have our player, and where's he going to start? Let's have him start right here. Get rid of the trees, brush out a little clearing here, and go like that. And I want to pull some of these trees back. Notice how I selected two. I'm going to use this little dice function. What's really neat about this is it picks random, like, see, check that out. It just picks like random ones rather of these two, or if I wanted to do, like, say here, all of these, it's just going to pick random items with that dice tool. That's such a cool feature, and it took me a long time to figure that one out, but we're going to leave it like that. So what I did here is the player, if he goes this way or this way or this way or this way, he's not going to be able to get back in. So that is by design. And it's just one of those extra things that I'm going to try to do to add a little bit of an element there. I'm going to put the sign right here. I like to try to put the level sign right off the bat. And if the player goes all the way forward, we're going to put another sign right there. Maybe even right there. You know, I just thought of a sweet element that I'm going to use for another level. So, okay, here we go. So I'm going to move back into putting a sign. I'm going to put a level sign here. So this is going to be level 9. It's a sign type. Level 9. So the sign type, or I can put these custom properties on here, and then I can pull those custom properties in. So even if like I wanted to do like new property, I could add another property, and then that's a bool, but I could check it for true and uncheck it for false, and then I could add to whatever object I'm looking at. I could add that property to its class in the code, and from there I can edit things here and in the code, so it's kind of like super helpful for me. But for now, I'm gonna remove that because I already have everything kind of laid out what I need for my code. So yeah, this is level 9. So this is the words that it's gonna state. And note, like that's a sign. These are its properties. Like the red mushroom has a color and an item type, and the pink crystal has a different set of properties. Like the tree doesn't have any. So just kind of seeing, you can kind of see what the functionality is there. I'm gonna put that there. So when the player goes up, it's gonna hit that other sign. It can read that. Right now, this is just dummy text to prove that I have it all in here. This level was created during the Friction Friends Devlog, episode number 2. So, you know, that'll just pop up and that'll be cool. So I'm going to leave that in there, and I think why not. Level 9, I don't know what that is. Therefore, we'll put a 9 on there just in case we need that. Okay, so, alright, so the player's going to come up here, go around, and down. Okay, so what's going to happen here is that it's going to hit one of these rocks. And notice that if I hit a rock here, my player's able to jump over the rock. He could go down at that point. But that's why I have this jump up, down, right, and left, because this direction, I felt like it was the easiest way. There might be a better way, but it was pretty simple to kind of get into everything there, to just put a word in. So this can jump any direction, and then boom, he could jump over that. He could go this way, this way, this way, this way. He could go to any direction. But if I had, for instance, this jump up, notice it says up. So if the player hits this location right here where my mouse is, it's going to hit here, and he's not going to be allowed to jump up. Like it's coded that logic. He is not allowed to jump up in that specific location. Okay, so yeah, I might leave that rock there. Never know. We'll see what kind of happens with that. Maybe that's a good place. Maybe it's not a good place. We'll see. So he's going to jump over this, or he might not jump over that, but the goal is going to need to be to collect a crystal, which I'm going to throw right there for right now, and to get to this stump. And so right here, he could go all the way right and get to that stump, but the green guy does not have the ability to break down that stump. So to be able to get that ability, he's going to need to collect this yellow cattail. For right this second, I'm going to throw it right here. That way, when the player goes through, he's going to see, oh, there's a yellow cattail there. I'm going to need to grab that. But that might not be as simple as just grabbing that. And I might even add a second yellow cattail in here. Because I have this red mushroom, and that will take away all the abilities except the default ability. We'll see if I want to add that yet. But alright, but let me just kind of work through this here and just kind of see what are we going to do here. So if he jumps, he goes that way, he goes that way, jumps. He could go down again. That way doesn't help. Up, over. So that could get him the pink crystal, but then he's still stuck in that same loop. So is there an algorithm? Not an algorithm, that's not the word. Is there a way that I can make this complicated, but he can still, like, the player can still get here? So I don't want it to be simple. But I don't want it to be too hard either. This is only level 9, you know. It's got to be challenging, because you don't want to just run through and up, done, and beat the levels. I mean, you want to have to think a little bit, you know. Especially for level 9, you don't want to just be like, oh, that was super simple, and then you just kill through levels. I want people to actually enjoy the game, but at the same time, I don't want to make it too hard, but at the same time, not too easy. That's the real... Anyone who's tried to make a game, man, that's such a fine line. That's so complicated to do, is to find a way to make it so simple. Now I'm struggling. How do I make this hard but challenging? but fun. And that's like such a fine line. Anyone who's tried to make a game before, you probably know exactly what I'm saying. So, okay, back to it. So, all right, he's going to come over here. You know what? I'm going to have him stop right here. And then I'm going to have him stop again right here. I don't want he won't be able to jump right. So we're going to go there. Sorry. So if he goes up, now that's a lot of different ways. So is there a way to get him to go down there? So down to this yellow cattail. So if I go over, down again, over, he's never going to be able to reach that. So what can I do to make this work here? How about over? Yeah, all right, I got an idea. So let's do another jump up right here. And we'll go all the way down, but let's do let's move that. Let's move it again over to here. Right there. Okay, so then you're going to land here. You're going to go all the way over. These are in the way. All the way over to the end here. And then if you go all the way back. So in that vein, here's what we're going to do. See, this is where it gets complicated. This is not a simple, completely simple task here. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add this here, and how am I going to get through 100 levels of this? This is going to be insane. And then I'm going to move this cattail. There's no way I'm going to do that at this moment. I don't want to make this video take forever in a day, so we're going to get rid of these objects here. Nope. These trees here, and boom. We're going to do that. And just to make things fun, let's add some extra oomph here. Make them go all the way back around if they want to get that yellow cattail. So what we're going to do here, ooh, they could jump right there and go get it. That actually is interesting because some people might not realize that, and that's cool. So we're going to add that. Back to objects, I'm going to pull this yellow cattail right there. So the player's still going to see it, but they might not know exactly how to get there right off the bat. So, okay. So the player's coming up here, boom, boom, jump. He might go back down, he might not. He might go over, and boom, and then he's back around, boom, jump, down, down, up, over, get the crystal. Still doesn't make it. Is there a way to get there? Jump any? Yup. Okay. I do see a way. I'm not going to add another cattail, but that is it. This level's done. And it's going to be pretty easy for some people. It's going to be harder for others, but it's not that hard of a level. It's really not. Okay, so now that the framework's in, you see how I just went through that? It's kind of nuts of how my mind kind of can work here. But now I have to add the barrier. I might be able to do it in a way that these trees are automatically barriers, but I didn't do it that way, and I'm not going to do it that way for right now. I don't know why. I'm just going to leave it how I have it. So I'm going to So what I'm going to do is I'm going to really quickly put through all these barriers in, and probably fast forward the video when in my editing, but until I finish, so check it out. Okay, now that we're done with this barrier, let me make sure I got all the trees. I think I did. Okay, yeah. So essentially it's so the player can't go out, and I have to keep everything on the grid so it can't go off. And yeah, so I think I got them all, and I think we're good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit save, and this is level 9, so now I can go back to my code, load her up. hopefully, and I got an error. Why did I get an error? I accidentally hit a button in here. Whoops. Okay, so we're loaded up here, and can I reach level 9? No. Why can't I reach level 9? So what am I gonna? Hold on, let me just kind of get here. I tried to add something so I'd get all the levels, and it was just like a dev coding, but it didn't work, and I don't know why, and now I just got to figure out what do I got to do. So default available levels, it's just simply adding these, so like 6, 7, 8, 9, and we'll add 10 in there too, why not? So what I'm going to do is I have got to start a new one, and it's going to automatically do that, and now I should have level 9, yes I do, so cool. Alright, so it's our new level. Notice how I have that little toggle there. If you're new to coding, new programmer, I highly recommend whenever you're doing a game to think about a lot of different things, specifically like how to debug. I'll do a whole video on debugging because I have a pretty decent debugging system in, but it's just like I can see where my hit blocks are and everything, and it's kind of neat. So see, like I can jump any, that word any is here. It obviously wouldn't be there in the game, and I'd obviously turn off this feature during the actual game, like if I did release this game. So, but just something to think about. So, alright. So the player went up, and now note that I did go up. I'm going to turn that off. I can't reach that level thing, so that's interesting. And now that I did this, I can't reach that level thing, and I'm stuck because I cannot get out of this area. That's one little feature I wanted to add. So you might have to restart. So we got level 9 restarted. So if I do go down, I read the sign level 9, I now cannot get out of that area. So I'd have to restart it again. So that's kind of interesting. And there's a reason for that too, because attempts are being tracked. Where's this little guy here? Let me see if I can pull this up too. Nah, it doesn't let you. But see, I'm tracking current moves, current attempts. It's not perfect yet, but we'll get there, and that'll be the stats in this, that'll be a whole other thing. Okay, so we're going up. For some reason, that's gone. I don't know why. So that's a bug. I'm going to write that one down. So yeah, this level was created during the Friction Friends devlog, episode number 2. Cool. So how am I going to get through this? So I know how the level works, so I'm going to just play it, and it's really key to test everything here. Because if I don't, and someone goes to play a level, and then they're going to be like, what the heck are you doing? You know? So, very critical. Very critical here. No, that wasn't how I did it. How did I do this? I know there's a way. So, this might actually be a good level here. It's not super cut and dry on what you need to do, because I know where I need to go. I just don't know exactly how I need to get there. Oh, that sign going away, that really bugs me. I don't like that. Okay, I think it was right here, right here, right here. Could have sworn I saw a way that this was possible. So, all right, this is part of level creation. So let me back up. So I want to get here. I got to go here. Is there a way for him to stop in this location? Maybe there isn't. I thought there was. Yeah, he needs to stop here, so I need to run into that. Okay. Nope, I see it. I see it. So jump here. But he ran into it the wrong way. Interesting. I might not. This might not work the way I thought it was. There. Jump over, up. Okay, yeah, I don't think it's gonna work. And unfortunately, I thought we were good here, but it does not look like we will be. And some things with these jump things, it's kind of tricky because if you run into it, you got to jump backward again. That's definitely something that kind of threw me off when I was creating this sometimes. And so how can I make this happen? If he goes there, then jumps up right there, that could do it, I guess. I guess I could put a jump up right here. Alrighty, and unfortunately with debug we got to start all over again. I know, it's treacherous. But our sign's back, so that's good. Okay, so we're going to run through, go back up here, jump over, we'll go to over here, right there, then down. So from that perspective, looks like we can go on. Okay, cool. So level 10 might not be working just yet. Should be working, but I don't know. It didn't go through. There might be an error in that code, but that's pretty much how I would set up a level. And this is, you know, it's, you could see some of my challenges, and this isn't the easiest thing to do. There are some other things I will add in map properties, so 2-star and 3-star bonuses. I also have a boss option. I don't know if I'm going to use that just yet, but I don't know how to implement a boss into something like this, but we're gonna add, like, okay, so how many moves did I do that in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So 2 stars, or 3 stars might be 20. So yeah, that's kind of a pretty insane level, to be honest. This might not be a good level 9 option. Maybe I could do a 21 just in case someone makes a mistake. But then a 2-star, what would that be? What do you think? Like 29? I don't know. I don't want to make it a direct proportion. I would like it to be like kind of random. Just, all right, here's what I was thinking. You know what I mean? So yeah, we'll go from there. Display level number 9. Again, that might change because that might be a little bit harder. And I think this is a good place to stop this video. If you have any questions, any feedback, I'd love to hear it. Anything that you were just like, whoa, that's crazy, or hey, Kennex, you're doing something extremely wrong. Maybe you should do something differently. That would be cool too. And like I said, check out Tiled if you haven't. And until the next video, everyone take care.